Cordelia,
everybody's attention.
if I have another random bullshit repeating sound stuck in my head the rest of the day today, because now my head's like, da, 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 I'm coming for you.
I know that my recording software won't get this, but I will give you...
Oh
God!
I told you I'd do it every time you did that.
I was not prepared.
Do you know what the best part of that was? I think simultaneously we both had a bone tickled in us from that. So I just want you to know that it was like, woo, woo.
I was not emotionally prepared.
I told you, you ever do that. That's what you're getting.
I don't remember that at all. Was I not here?
No, you were not here. Because it was in voice chat
God.
in your server, sir.
That came out of left field for me. Oh my God.
The uncomfortability.
I mean, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm
No, Simon's.
Simon, do it again.
Thanks.
Do it again, Simon. Do it again.
No, we need to. We need to record, not have a collective wank session.
You don't want a circle jerk here? No? Okay.
Welcome to the Streamless Podcast. Today I have with me Rhenvi.
Silence is golden. Duct tape is silver.
Nice. True. Cordelia.
Pastafarianism is not a recognized religion in most countries, and this makes me sad.
It should be. It really should be. And I'm Lazy Warriors. You're one true king, and you will submit to my absolute authority.
Ah, yes.
Oh, shit. My brain was like, don't do it. Okay, Daddy. No!
Yes.
I regret nothing, but still, I was just like, it was so instantaneous to just, I'm like, no, whoa. Get back in there, demons.
What kind of demons are
The
they?
hole slipped out for a minute.
I think they're like equal parts like succubuses and like I don't know, little nymphs. I don't know, whatever is a sexy weird thing. That's what they are, and they're just like we just line up.
Depending on the artist, they're all sexy little things.
I'm gonna go with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They almost ran away there. I was like, don't do it.
Is there something you'd like to share about your frame of mind today with that daddy comment?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I live
It's the beard, isn't it?
I mean, God, you know my secret now. Damn it. What am I going to do? These bearded
one
men,
true
they
weakness.
just... I mean, that's one of them. But anyway.
My one true weakness. What other people?
No, honestly, I have fallen down a paid subscription level. Yeah, it's that bad. It's Streamless, fuck it. Smutty comics. And they're good. And I've read a lot of them. It only bills every 3 months, but
Yes.
yeah, I've watched. It's the only everyone's like, oh, have you read this? Like, have you watched this anime? No, I don't have time. You read this manga? No, I don't have time. Wink, I do, and it's about wink stuff I can't talk to you about. You know what I mean? Like, they keep my place. It's only like $15 every 3 months, but like good nosebleed material. You know, like oh yeah, that's good.
Wait, did you say $15 every 3 months?
Yes.
Are you on Faku.net?
What? No.
that is a hentai website.
I'm like, what?
And they do like every 3 months.
I feel like he knows from personal experience.
No.
I kind of
That
don't
sounded-
believe you.
Yeah.
I have never paid for porn material.
Yeah. I wasn't going to, but I got catfish. Oh, hey, we can talk about that. I got catfished on a Facebook ad, which
Oh.
I am. You guys already know. I'm the serial killer who will
Click on the ads instead of looking it up
Yeah.
independently. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's great. Hack me, please. I've got student loan debt out the wazoo. Like, please. You'll walk in and be like, "We're gonna." No, we're not. Pack it up and move out. So it was, and for reference, it's Toomics, Toomics. And they have a family safe side and a not family safe side, and I live on one of those sides. And it basically got me. It cliffhung me on a moment of what would be, I think, very intense that way. And I was like, oh god, no, I need it. It's like, well, you need a VIP membership for that. And I was like, all right, fuck it. It's like 7 days free, no problem. No, it's been like a year. There's no more 7 free days, and I have read so much. But it's almost like I read, naturally I read fast. When I do read, I read fast. So I'm like, next one.
You're just
Next one.
consuming all of it.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Ooh. Next one. I'm like, yeah, and it's just like, oh god, and like every possible story. It's been great. Yeah. So anyways, I was halfway through one of those last night and I woke up this morning and I was like, it'd be great if you finished looking at that comic.
Other stuff. Oh.
Yeah. It's all the typical tropes that you would find in any average porno anyway, but like just done as essentially hentai. But yeah, it's good soup. It's good soup. So I'm not sorry, Daddy. You're welcome. Moving on. Get that beard out of the way.
Get that beer out of the way? What?
Beard.
Oh, gotcha.
Beard.
Brain no function.
Yeah.
Consuming tea to remedy situation.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But,
I mean, I've never paid for porn material, honestly. There is a webcomic that I used to follow before they went on hiatus. I think they're back, but I lost interest, called The Rock Cocks. And
wait.
The Rock Cocks. And it's basically a boyfriend-girlfriend rock duo that get picked up by a record company, but it's like definitely smutty. And it's great.
Oh, I was going to say, if you're going to say it's all just about being a rock band, I'm going to be very mad. It's anticlimactic in my opinion. But
No.
sparks will fly.
Stone.
So, like, it's not 100% smut, but, like, yeah, there are smut elements there that I, at the time enjoyed, but now I'm just kind of like, eh.
There is good story in these too, so I do like that. So there's definitely backgrounds, but like when it gets to the like moment, I'm like, yes. And then I will just slink for the, like, Nate already knows. He'll come in and be like, and I'll just be sitting there like, he's like, Spotty Comics. And I'm like, yes, it is. It's always when the person to kind of walk in and laugh it off, or walk in and be like, you want help. There's 2 options. You want help or you want to laugh it off. And I'm like, either is fine. Like, I'm going to go back to my comics. So, but no, I'll have like moments where I literally read like, some of these have like their terminal, and some of them have like updates that come out every week, every month. Where I've read through like a 200 episode arc one in an afternoon. And then I'm like, oh wow, it's dark out. Wild. Next one.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's not 3 a.m. yet.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's
Again, faku.net if you want additional stuff.
So later on DM me that information.
He's like, fuck it, I'll do it now.
I mean, I'll take
it.
it. I'll take it. But I'm glad that Simon's on my level of like, is it this thing? Like, I know what you're talking about. Wink, wink. And I'm like, nah, dog, but Wink, wink. There's this thing.
You know. I'll say the reason I watch other people that frequently get sponsored by this hentai website.
Yes.
And they have a store of lewd boards, like skateboards you can for mounting on your wall. And there's a part of me, like, some of them I'm like, oh, that actually looks really neat. And then I realized if I hung that up, I would think, oh, that art looks really fucking great. It's also really sexy, but the art is really nice. Anyone who doesn't know would just be like, why do you have naked cartoon women hung up on your walls?
No, you're a single guy. Questions are solved. No. I would hope they'd be like, tracks. Like, I just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had, like, I don't know, a married family of 4 and you decided to put that in the living room, there might be questions. Like, I'm just saying.
Not my family.
Like,
just a random family.
Yeah. Oh, even better.
Got a full-on tapestry.
What are you doing in my house? Yeah, listen. The skateboard, though.
Look, I just thought it'd look really nice on your wall right next to your family photos. Don't worry about it.
Right? They do look cool, though. Like, on a whole other scale, they do actually look really nice. The artwork's done really well.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. We come back for next season and it's just smutty tapestries.
Got a whole wall of them.
Yeah, just what's the term now? Is it like Adiago or AHD?
What, the weird face?
Mm-hmm.
Ahegao.
Yeah, that. Yeah, enjoy that Googling, Cordi. It's just a lot of like,
I don't know how to spell it,
faces.
so...
Nice.
Well, I can solve that issue for you.
Although, almost guaranteed I've probably seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. If
Yeah.
you've been on the internet and you're even slightly horny at any given point in life,
Well,
you've probably
Once a
seen
year.
it.
well.
So, there's a point in your life.
Yeah, there's
I'll
the
click
key.
that in a second.
That happens.
Have you been on the internet while being at least a little bit? Then
Every day.
You've probably seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I almost bought a skirt like that has that kind of...
Yo, I almost bought a shirt
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Definitely seen
Yeah.
it. See? I
Yeah.
knew. I just didn't know it had a name.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
know.
Do.
Yeah.
We have remedied part of my ignorance.
And I've been, because some of the clothes that they sell isn't actually that lewd looking, and it just looks good. So I've been looking and looking.
You're like, what can I get away with?
I've been finding more and more like actual cool shit to wear, and then I look at the sizing. It's like 2XL is the biggest one. I'm sitting at like 4 to 5X. Like, shit, I've never been so fucking motivated. I need that porn shirt.
I love, like, honest to God, just high five, Simon. I don't know where I'm at for you, but...
I am.
Okay, high five. High five. Proud of you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because Simon understands. I also am like, oh, I really want one of those skirts, but the biggest they go in is like an extra large. And I was like, I'm going to get my whore ass in one of those skirts if it kills me. God damn it.
See, I have different sizing issues because I'm almost constantly on the brink between what is considered women's plus size and normal sizes.
Which
And
is bullshit.
And they don't match up. Like, I'll be in the biggest normal size and it's too small, but the smallest plus size is too big. And I'm like, well, obviously, I'm going to get the bigger one because I don't want to have to squeeze. But I've always been between sizes my entire life. It sucks because nothing ever fits well. Nothing.
Oh, yeah. And then never mind the fact that, like, depending on the brand, you thought you were comfy cozy, it just changes. You're like, okay, cool.
Do you think I could reasonably get away with streaming while wearing a Ahegao shirt?
Yeah, you could. There's bathtub streams, dude. I'm pretty sure you're fine.
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that at a convention. So the skirt I was looking at has that kind of pattern. Like, that's exactly almost what it is. And I want it so bad. Yeah. You should do it. But like, tell me when so I can show up.
So for the record, this shirt that Simon just sent us is all black, white, grayscale, those faces, with a big one right in the fucking center.
Blushing hardcore.
Yes.
With those heart eyes. You should do it, absolutely.
They are ready for senpai.
They have arrived. I think Senpai already was visiting.
Yeah, probably.
Just going out for a pack of smokes. I'll be right back.
That's rough.
It's not like they had kids. I'm just saying, like, they just hit it and quit it. But you're like, oh man, that's really rough. And I'm like, that's Tinder.
You got to remember, I've only had dating experience on one website, and that was OkCupid.
Nice.
And hookups definitely didn't happen.
Yeah.
Just, throwing that out there.
I need the shirt.
Okay, Simon, stop looking.
Mega Milk.
It literally says Mega Milk on the front of this shirt. Guys.
I just...
This is the one time I wish we were a visual podcast, so I didn't have to, disappointedly describe these shirts to everybody.
What do you mean disappointedly?
Simon, you know damn well what we mean.
You cannot tell me you would not be laughing your ass off if I was wearing one of those.
I mean, if it said Mommy Milkers, I would be 100% down for it, and you were wearing it.
Shit. Yeah.
I bet you can find it. I bet you can find it somewhere. I mean, it is the internet.
If I can't find it, I can make it.
The intensity behind, I can make it. Okay.
Leave yourself a note for later. There's. I was gonna say either physical note or sticky note on your computer.
I have a notepad for this.
Write it on your forehead.
Backwards.
No, right on your forehead. I dare you.
I don't have it. It's a pencil.
Oh, don't scalpel it into your head. No. I thought it was a pen. I was like, because I knew you would be like, okay, and just write it on your forehead.
As long as you can wash it off by work tomorrow, it's fine.
Oh yeah, regular ballpoint pen, that'll come off.
Could you imagine him going to work with Mommy Milkers written on his forehead?
Listen, the amount of shit you put your boss through, he'd just be like, I swear to God.
He'd be like, just go stock that.
No, he would legit look at me like, either you take this, either you get that shit off or you're fired.
Yeah.
That would be the thing that pushed him too far.
Your choice, though. No worries.
Big Mommy Milkers shirt. Yes.
Please tell me you put the yes after all that.
Please. He is now. I'm back up funny. Yes.
Yes.
Yummy.
Yummy. Perfect.
Talking about yummy, though. Cosplays? Yes.
There's so many of them. They're beautiful. No, I fell down the fucking path of cosplay, and I kind of almost hate myself, but at the same time I'm excited about it because 1, money, oof. 2, cool looking, yay. But like I find myself doing like silly little things. Like yesterday, I went to I have my murder mystery nights I do once a month, and did I wear my cosplay shoes there to start to break them in so I wouldn't have problems with them come at convention? Yes. Did it go with my outfit? No. Like, but I was like, they don't care. I don't care. Perfect. And I'm like, right now I'm working on Akali Pop Stars from League of Legends, and I'm literally almost complete. And it was like an overnight, like, I like this song. Okay. I like this group. Okay. I like more songs. Okay. Who is that? Who is that person? What's her? And I don't know anything about League of Legends. So I'm asking every fucking human I know who this person is. And they're like, oh yeah, it's Akali. And I'm like, great. What is this version? Because she has 1,000 different skins. And I'm like, the KDA, that was KDA. And I found, within a matter of 72 hours of listening to the song originally, it has made my on repeat on Spotify fairly high up. And then I ordered a bunch of cosplay stuff online. And so they're almost all here. And I'm just kind of like slowly rocking in my chair because the hat I think is actually coming from like China, but it's taking forever. But it's the actual like build KDA hat that she has on. And I'm just waiting for it to arrive because that's like damn near almost done. And I'm like, yes. And then had the audacity to see the More music video. And she wears something completely different. And I'm like,
fuck.
Oh, no.
Yes. Fuck is a great response. But then I also realized I liked other people. And I think it was Gwen or Ari. I don't remember what their actual names are. But she's got this like cute little like almost cat ear like.
And several tails.
No, not that one.
That's Ari.
Okay, the one that has like the little spiky boys that come out. They're like Evelyn. That must be it. Yes. So Evelyn and also shout out to not that they know this, but I believe firmly if I had to put Claire Hammy in one of those roles, it'd be Evelyn. Because I feel like that's Claire to a T.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I was like, oh man, I like that outfit. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Now whenever I open Amazon, it's like, yo dog, you want some KDA wigs? We got the whole band right here. And I'm like, maybe. And I'm like, no. But it was so funny because like I'd gone to like Dragon Con with Glow and Acorn, and they're really into cosplay. They had this awesome cosplays they had done. And then I showed up as Ursula, which in retrospect, I will never do a body paint one again. Because that's not fun to take on the road with you. And reapply. But I went, okay, that was kind of cool. And then I got into something else. And then now I literally have 3 cosplays in action right now that are being built or acquired. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I fucked up. This is not a cheap endeavor. No. But I'm like, okay, all right, I can do this. I'm actually pretty excited about it. But it is really nice. I gotta tell you, there are some very, like you said, tasteful things. There are some very tasteful cosplays. And of the 3 conventions I've gone to this year, it's a really great time to have eyeballs. It's a really great time to have eyeballs. There are ones where you were just like, and I'm not one to gatekeep. Like, I don't care what size you are. I don't care what race you are. You can cosplay whatever you want. But there were some where it was like, I can see everything. Like, there's nothing left to the imagination. And I am 100% okay with this. But like, I'm like, be respectful. It's like, how do you not?
I mean, cosplay's cosplay, but at some point I feel like you need to consider whether or not what you're doing should be counted as streaking.
What?
Okay, I say this, but then at night I would be in a corset and a skirt and going to the bar. So I did not help
that's just
this.
bar wear. You're not pretending to be someone
not around here. This is bar wear away from people that I could possibly bump into on a regular basis. This is only out of state. Or out of country where this is not, we're down the street. Hell no. I could know half people in there and I'd be so embarrassed. But out there, I was like, they're all freaks like me. Let's go. It was like, no big deal. Like, yeah. And I will never stop doing that. In fact, that's probably why I bought most of my slutty materials for conventions, bar nights. So I'm like, yes. No, there's streaking, sure. Yeah. But good soup. Good soup.
Yeah, again, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no.
I would be a fool to complain about that shit.
Yeah. And even people who like pull out that aren't like necessarily like the studsy, dreamy people of your thoughts, right? Like there was a guy who did this whole like Witcher thing at Dragon Con, but he was like Witcher stripper almost, and it was like toss a coin to your stripper. It was great. The guy was not. Those guys were like, definitely wasn't like, he wasn't built for a stripper. He wasn't built for The Witcher, but he was vibing and he was feeling it. And I was like, and you toss some money and he would like give you a little like, and I was there for it. I tossed money in. I was like, yeah. And then I was also like, like I have two versions: thirsty, and then if something ever like gets close, I'm like, oh my god, hi!
Mhm.
Go away! Thank you. Come back. You know. What were you gonna say?
Well, those are some of my favorite cosplays, is when they're not taking it too seriously, or they add like a little joke into it. You know,
Yeah.
so like the Witcher one you were talking about is amazing. One of my favorite ones, and like this was like somebody in high school did this, and it was a Doctor Who cosplay. They dressed up as the TARDIS, you know, the blue police box.
Yeah.
And all they would say to anyone that they were not actually traveling around the con with was, I'm sexy. Because there's the whole, there's the whole joke that the Doctor just calls the TARDIS sexy, and so the TARDIS thinks its name is sexy.
Oh, bless its heart. Oh, I hope it feels that way too.
But it was
That's
the best
amazing.
thing ever that I've ever, and it was a, you know, a high schooler on a high schooler's budget creating this cosplay. So it was literally cardboard boxes taped together and, you know, markered or painted in as a TARDIS. And they had it, you know, this old-timey sandwich board people. They had like the suspender things. Like that's how they were holding up the TARDIS on them. It was, it's like, oh my God, I love this. Like it's, you know, is it the most polished, amazing cosplay ever? No, but the concept behind it was amazing. You know, because they're those cosplayers that strive for accuracy.
Yeah.
They're like, everything has to be exactly perfect, exactly this way, otherwise it's not worth doing. And then you've got TARDIS Boy over here, walking around Motor City Comic Con going, I'm sexy. Just, I mean...
You're like, yes, you are, baby. Yes, you are.
You're going where you sexy self.
Yeah.
But
that's...
Personally, cosplay-wise, I've done like a closet cosplay for Jessie from Control.
I fondly remember that because I was like auga. And I was like, hello, can we do this again? Please. I thought you looked really great for doing closet cosplay. I hope you consider other cosplays in the future. It's like that was good too.
See, I heard closet cosplay, and I thought we're just hiding in the closet. Like I just learned that term today.
Yeah,
today I learned.
Yeah.
Wait! You didn't understand the in the closet thing?
No, I thought it was legitimately you walk into a closet, you dress up, and then you're like, I am comfortable now, and then you take it off and you leave the closet.
No, but I feel like I need that as an emotional support thing in my life. I feel pretty okay. I'm done.
When the day's too much, you walk into the closet and you get to feel sexy for a couple of minutes, and then you can walk out.
We've broken Cordi. Oh my God, what's happening? Are you okay?
I don't know how to parse this information.
I mean, I am currently watching it from outside the closet. I see someone walk into the closet, they shut the door, all of a sudden there's just lights, and all I hear is, young man, there's no need to feel down, and say, young man, and then door opens again, they just walk out.
I know why she's having trouble with this, but I am just gonna let them explain it because you are blissfully unaware of where she's going with this. And it's just, bless your soul.
No, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, you can.
So first, I guess I have to kind of clarify. I have to make sure I'm understanding what your understanding was that when people came out of the closet, like I can't literally cannot. So you thought people would go into the closet to be gay?
No,
Okay.
Cosplaying.
Oh, well, that's why I was broken. I was confused, and then you brought up YMCA, and then my brain was like, okay, so yeah, this is what we're talking about.
Because YMCA is the ultimate party song.
It's also the ultimate. You don't understand how well you just like reaffirmed her original thoughts, young man. Yeah, that's and a lot of honey. It was going the other way, not dress up.
I was going dress down. Okay.
Okay. So I'm not as broken anymore, but still. Okay.
I knew he didn't know the ramifications of his actions, but the way that you just kept falling all the way out, I was like, I'm stepping back. I gotta watch this pan out. I'm like, we'll deal with him in a minute here.
Now you understand my reaction a little bit better because I was very confused.
It was beautiful.
Oh,
bless his heart.
Bless my heart too.
Okay, so that song is a classic song, maybe a cult classic. So, God, that you just automatically go, yep, there's that. What are some cult classics you guys like? Movies, media of any form? What you got, Cords?
I've got two.
Yeah.
The big one that is probably a more popular cult classic is definitely Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Yeah, because it's strange. Okay, let's try this again.
Take two. Beep.
Yeah. I discovered it in high school, senior year. And, like, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, this is awesome. And, like, I just fell right down that rabbit hole right away. Like, loved the movie. Like, tried to go to midnight showings, but there were, like, none in the area at the time. I don't know if there is right now or anything.
Still is, yeah. State Theater in Ann Arbor.
Okay. But, like, I didn't have a car. I wasn't allowed to get my license until after I graduated from high school. So, yeah. So I didn't have a car. I couldn't drive anywhere. So I was like, maybe there's something in Wayne. But no.
Yeah.
Like somewhere, without giving away my actual city. We all know I'm in Metro Detroit area. And
same.
I thought maybe the State Wayne Theater would have something like that.
Central Russia.
Huh?
Okay, Alexi. Shut up.
If you can switch.
Shut up. He says, I hail from Central Russia. I was like, okay, Alexi, go down there.
I want to be cool.
Oh, we felt that.
But I did see my first production of Rocky Horror Show, which is the play production Rocky Horror Picture Show is based upon at the State Wayne Theater.
Nice.
Little community theater thing done, and it was a really good time. And I still love the movie to this day. I watch it at least once a year, if not more. And I think that's one of the main reasons. I'm not saying it's the only reason, but one of the main reasons that I'm as open-minded as I am today is because I was introduced to it at such, I don't want to say a young age, but like at a point in time in my life where things were very much in flux. Starting to worry about, am I going to go to college or do I want to go and do something else? A lot of, in high school, you gain friends and lose friends like no tomorrow.
Oh my God,
very point in my life where it meant a lot to me. And it's just become a staple in my life the whole time. Plus, there's some great cosplay. That one.
Oh, yes.
I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
and the other movie is Dark City.
Okay, I heard of this one.
Not heard of that
to my knowledge, because I didn't discover it until like 10 years after it came out. I believe it came out around the same time as The Matrix. It had like it was very noir-esque without being in actual black and white.
Okay.
And it's one of those things that it just kind of makes you think. It's one of those movies. It's science fiction based. I haven't watched it in a few years because I'm not exactly sure where I can find it. I don't have the DVD or anything. And like the only name in there I think that I knew is Kiefer Sutherland plays one character, but that's like the only main name actor that I know of. And basically these people all at the same time every night basically pass out and they wake up, you know, like nothing changed, like nothing happened. And I'm doing a very poor job of describing this, but then there's this one guy, and sometimes they wake up in very different situations than they fell asleep in.
Yeah.
And so there's this one guy that kind of just doesn't go to sleep when everyone else does, and he starts seeing all the weird things going on while everyone else is asleep. So that's Dark City. It came out around the time of The Matrix, which is why I think it didn't really gain much traction. Because everyone was like, The Matrix! Yay!
Yeah.
It's The Matrix.
Which is not unwarranted. The Matrix is a good movie and deserves the hype it got. But it did definitely overshadow.
Yeah. I gotta say that was you said Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I did those midnight screenings. I went to go see all those things, and I was just thinking, like, God, my mind literally keeps slowly putting together pieces of the puzzle. Like, I already knew, like, that's like Tim Curry, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, God, the range that Tim Curry has had in his career has been insane. You can't typecast that guy. Like, I was just thinking, like, God, he's really been in, like, literally across the spectrum. And I'm like, that's not many people can do that. People get kind of typecasted in a certain role or a certain genre, and not Tim. Tim was like, not today, Satan. Yeah. Got all the way around. But I
was gonna say, anyone who can play Dr. Frankenfurter and Long John Silver in Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Without like
you're good. Without missing a beat.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It just wow, you know. But no, I if I had to think about, I don't know if they're necessarily cult classics, but I know that I think at least one of them was in the Criterion Collection, and the other ones are just ones that I liked. So like generically like popular, kind of along the popular lines, and I'll go smaller after that. So like most popular, I love The Crow. I didn't necessarily love all the reboots of it. But the original was really great. And at the time, I was young and I was in high school when I saw it. I know it came out in like 95, 97, somewhere in there, but I didn't see it until high school. And I think you're also like an emotional pile of like juice that's trying to become a human too. So I was like, oh my God, the love story part of it was so great. The tragedy of it was so great. The vengeance was so good. And then I found out way later that like he was like dead. And I was like, oh my God, I had a massive kind of like semi-crush. And I was like, what did he die? How did he die? And I was like, oh my God, that's rather insane. But it didn't stop me from, I bought the soundtrack. I can tell you the number of times I bought a soundtrack for a movie, and it's like twice. And that was one of them. I was like, oh, geez. I'll find songs I like from movies, but I bought the entire soundtrack, which actually was pretty good. It had like Rage Against. It had a couple different like really good artists as well. And I would literally listen to it on like repeat. And I was like, gosh, there's something weird. But then kind of trending down from that, I like the obscure, different kind of movies. So 12 Monkeys was another one that I just was like, this is just so, I almost want to say so dystopian, and I kind of enjoy that aspect of things. And I've always been a Bruce Willis stan, so it was kind of like sure, you know? And I had to really think back, and I was like, God, that he was in that. And I was like, who else is in that? And just the concept of it was really good. But again, a different kind of,
premise
thing and premise. Yeah. And then there was Brazil. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Brazil, but it's like a sci-fi fantasy. It came out before I was born, I think, but it basically is almost like if totalitarianism was a movie mixed with some fantasy. I wanted to rewatch it again, not sober, because I feel like it almost would add the effect to it. But it's basically so much same life, same day, Groundhog Day style, while having a fantasy of being this superhero, and it's just all drawn out. But it's also there's definitely like it's 1984 essentially as well, because it's just a lot of control and it's just very just obscure and wild. But because I couldn't ever catch what was going to happen next, it was great in that sense. I'm like, why does this keep happening, or what's the meaning of it? And these go back to like years ago, like 12 Monkeys. This one, I had a person I was dating before I got married, and their thing was to work through the Criterion Collection. And so I watched a lot of movies back then. Some of them were great, some of them were horrifying, some of them were really good, and some of them were, just obscure. And I always liked the obscure ones that were a part of that. So of the ones though, Brazil is probably the one that stood out the most, in terms of being just uniquely weird. But also for the time that it was filmed, pretty cool looking. Almost like, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of, I think it was Twice Upon a Time. Nope. And that was even older. It's obscure as well, and it's a mixture of cartoon and real life. In a weird kind of way. I'll try to find a preview for it and show you, send you guys. But just also really...
It's kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Ooh.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. You said that and you like triggered my inner soul, because there's been a TikTok trend lately of like Jessica Rabbit and Roger Rabbit.
I knew that was the one you thought about.
yeah. No, but it was like it's two girls and they're adorable, and it's like she's like, come on, Sugar Pie, go home and play some games. Like, games? We're gonna play Parcheesi? And all I could think about, and all I've been repeating for the last 2 weeks to Nate is, we're gonna play Parcheesi? Just like I'm like, yeah, okay, I am an NPC now, just repeating the same thing over and over again in my house.
I've got 16 voice lines and I will cycle through them all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I mean, kind of like that in a sense, but it's all black and white.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's just trippy. But I like weird, trippy, different kind of movies out for a cult classic kind of thing. And the other half of me just wants to see violence, so it's just action. I don't need to go in there about that. But I will tell you, there is a movie, slightly off, just real quick. I have never since, I remember, everyone had that like sexual awakening movie where you're like, oh, I actually find someone attractive as a celebrity. And I hate to even tell you this, but my wake up, I think, was Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh no.
And it was both Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie. And I was like, oh, yes. And I look at myself now and I'm like, I do not find Nick Cage hot. But the role that he played in that movie was good. It was good. Embarrassing side fact. I used to have a crush on Nick Cage. Anyway.
That is now information that lives in my brain.
There you go. You're welcome. I mean, he can find my national treasure, but the point is, I'm just, I just, yeah, because both of them were very yummy. But moving past my thirsty day, what about you? You got any cult classics, my friend?
I used to watch the shit out of The Thing.
That's actually technically cult status. It never reached critical acclaim. It didn't do well at the box office. A lot of people who are big into horror love it, and I do too. I mean
specifically the original The Thing.
Okay, so are we talking the one before the 80s?
No.
Okay, you're talking about the 80s version, because there was the 80s version was actually a reboot.
Yeah, I know that, but most people don't know it.
I know, but when you said original, I wanted to make
original.
Sure. I'm sorry?
I haven't seen the original.
I have not either. I wouldn't even know where to find it.
I want to.
Yes.
But the first one, as I know it, with Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's a good movie. So many practical effects as well. They're so great, and there's a good amount of body horror, and there's some psychological stuff involved in there. Because you don't know who is who. Can you even trust yourself? And then they made the 2011 version, and that was just shit.
You know, the story wasn't great, and the effects were terrible. You want to know the best trivia about that movie? That would have made it even better, though?
Wow.
Everything that happened, like, effect-wise during that movie was done practically, but then the studio decided, nah, we're gonna replace it with CG.
I know that. I knew that one.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to do the 80s one justice by doing practical effects.
And
But the studio came in like, no! CG's the way to go!
Yeah, there's early footage of, like, the practical effects, and the practical effects looked fucking awesome. But the studio was like, no, CG is the way of the future!
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Practical effects always just look so great, especially in horror, because even if they try and make something human, it's always going to be, like, slightly off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, so good.
Yeah.
Which is, side note, a really weird thing that is encoded into our fucking lizard brains is to recognize and immediately feel uncomfortable with something that looks almost passable as human, but not quite.
Well, that's where Uncanny Valley comes in. You know,
Right.
That's why we have, most of us have issues with, like, robots that are very humanoid. Humanoid faces, expressions, eye blinks. Like, because they're not quite organic enough to fool us. And we know they're fake, but our brain is like, nah, dog, I'm not. Nope, that's not it. That's just not it.
Friend?
I'm just like,
New friend?
I legitimately worry about what kind of fucking cryptids we had back in the day for the fucking lizard brain to go, this needs to be a default setting.
It was aliens. That's all it was. It was aliens. What if it was like shape-shifting aliens that made themselves look human, but their movements were just off? Like, they legitimately looked like actual humans, but they just didn't move.
Every really scary horror movie revolves around something that is just barely human.
Mm-hmm.
It's either looking perfectly human and it moves fucking jankily.
Oh god, Boston Dynamics dog.
Fucking right. Oh,
I'm not talking about, like, janky movements or something. I'm talking, like, you know, how we, you know, usually bob our heads when we're talking and stuff. No, they keep their head exactly still. Like, stuff that you wouldn't necessarily be able to put your finger on unless you, like were paying really good attention type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, if I all of a sudden stopped talking with my hands, you guys would be like, something's off today, but you wouldn't necessarily realize what was going on.
not being animated, you're sitting there like, no, I do not have a gun pointed at my head just out of frame. I am perfectly fine.
Well, that's the whole
No,
thing.
I read you though when you're off, and I'm like, "What's up?" I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now imagine that being a stranger, like someone you don't know, and you're like, something's not right with them. Like, they're sitting here and they're talking with all the inflections and everything, but they're not, like, doing animated movements. They're just sitting here like this, and they're going, oh, yeah, I love that thing. And you're like, oh, something?
Yeah. Next you see someone be like, SCP, 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 SCP. Run.
Yeah.
Fucking stay away from me!
I thought you had a notebook for a second. The way it was kind of, then you turn it. They'd be like, no, just a bap. Like, you learned. No.
I have a bottle.
Oh God.
Thank you.
Do we have more bottles again?
I have one. Okay.
I mean, that's a dramatic improvement. So I will not give you shit today. I mean, you can be uptight about it. I don't give a damn. But I'm being nice today.
I will.
He didn't just do the whole little mini housewife. Huh. No.
I will say, like, a cult classic I haven't seen, but everyone knows. No one's seen it at this point, but everybody knows it. The Room.
I've not seen it.
I haven't
but
seen
obviously
it, but I
I
heard
know
about
of
it.
it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about The Room. No one's actually seen it, but everyone knows about it.
This is like the game. You're winning until you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not participating.
Yeah. So what did you like about it?
About The Room? I've never seen it.
Oh,
It was one of those, everyone knows everything about the movie. The most people know everything about The Room.
Yeah.
But they haven't seen it. No one's actually seen it. Well, I refuse. The only person who's ever actually seen it is Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, Jesus.
So
and he's fully convinced that this is his greatest achievement. This is peak cinematic history.
If everyone knows everything about it, and there's only one person in the world who has seen it, which is the filmmaker, does this make it an SCP?
Or a Mandala Effect?
Does it even exist?
Wish I had that ability. To,
What?
mass insert, a thought or a memory into a select group or all. Just
Do you remember how you peed yourself yesterday? Everyone remembers, but it didn't happen.
Honestly, that would track. I was playing a scary game. We talked about fight or flight responses minus a piss. So I can see it happening.
That's fucking, ha! Shh!
Yeah, listen. I was playing Resident Evil, dude. There were some moments where I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. Bye. Yes. Oh yeah. Jesus.
I know. It's like, how do we
so-
go from there?
Well, no. So rolling on back to game stuff. I think you got some pretty good news here recently, Simon. That I will tell you. The minute the Game Awards came out, we were watching it, and the expediency at which Cordi and I both hit the group chat with you was remarkable. For one particular thing, you want to shed some light on what's happening, buddy? Since it's right up your alley.
I'm getting my Alan Wake 2. The one thing I have been screaming about for the past 4 years, as a needed thing, is a follow-up to Alan Wake 2. They gave me Control, but that's barely an Alan Wake fucking game. Barely. Not enough.
Yeah.
I need more of my dighead Alan Wake. My boy, I still need a paper cutout.
Oh my god, we talked about that a year ago. No, more than that. When did we start this podcast? Fuck.
We started the podcast last year. We're on season 3. We started it in September of 2020.
We talked about getting a paper cutout then.
I need it.
Well,
I need him.
You know what?
I need my Alan. Remedy Entertainment, send me one.
Right,
Oh.
right, please send him one.
I need it. I will make a game review. That will be my first YouTube video in years.
Listen, pay me.
Just give me the game.
I gotta say, so there were some games that kind of cracked me up. And granted, I have not played them, so I have very little anything to stand on. But I thought it was crazy to hear, and only because my mind never just box something into a category, and you're like, it's just in that category. I can't leave it. It'll never be more or less than this thing. Example, Forza in my mind is just a car game, and I don't care.
Yes.
And I'm gonna get hate for this. I know. I'm sorry. Don't come for me too hard. All right.
It's just a shitty car game.
Thank you. It got best audio design, and I'm like, there are so many different games with real good audio, and you picked Forza. I was like, what? I sat there going, okay, no, I don't like that. Everyone's like, yeah, I remember hearing, like, so I had a little screening party in Discord, and they're like, yeah, you know, Forza has really good, you know, audio, and I'm like, it's cars. It's cars.
Yes, if you want to have it be immersive for car people, like car nerds and maniacs out there, you know who you are. Yeah, you want to get the sound of the cars and the motors and the squeaks of the tires and stuff right.
Yeah. I
guess they would have to be like good audio.
It just seems so bleh. Like, okay. And then things
could have been Hoonie Pop too.
I still haven't finished that. It's really hard to do a threesome in a game repeatedly, but it's it's still a goal, guys. It's still a goal. But yeah, no, that's the I found that and I was like, that seems really interesting. Like, it also won best sports / racing game. Makes sense. It should be there. Cool. But not on audio. I was like, okay, that's fine. No, I think it just kind of cracked me up. Like, oh, okay, there's that. But all of the releases they talked about, like, they're finally going to come. So they mixed it too. They came up with, like, you know, new movies upcoming, new shows upcoming, and I was like, because they had talked about a Halo show for like a decade, if not more. And
is it finally out?
It's finally coming. Not out yet, but it's finally been confirmed, and it's like, oh yes. Like, thank you. Like, I'll watch that. Like, perfect. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Don't worry. That's coming out too. But
oh, great. That's all I've ever waited for.
I know, right? But there have been so many interesting, like, little things that were wrapped into that. But, no, I was just really surprised by things that won that I wouldn't have thought. Except for people were a little butthurt about the game of the year, and I'm like, It Takes Two, which I don't know if you guys know what the game is about, but it's literally a co-op game between, it's a couple that's getting divorced, and they get transformed into these things. They have to work things out together. Mm-hmm. And so you have to do it with somebody, and I'm like, everybody was home, first of all, for the most part.
Right.
If you're going to find a game that was solo versus like something you can do as a family game together, it's gonna win. I mean, this has been a weird time it's either gonna be family or wholesome or lady. Like, there's two options, right? You got tits or you got kids. Like, and maybe both. But, like, you know, different times of the day. But it's just one of those things where it's like, of course that was gonna win. Like, come on, like, just chill out, you know. But
I mean, why not? I like, if everyone's home anyway, I feel like Animal Crossing was a massive success, wasn't it?
Yes.
But that would have been 2020.
Exactly.
Awards. Yeah. So I think maybe, depending on this new release that just had come out, maybe it'll make the marks next year, but I don't think it will touch, honestly. Jeez Christ.
Bless you.
And then I thought it was kind of funny, so the very beginning, it was kind of part of the pre-show, sort of, and it was like, games for impact, and it was like, I had a bunch of interesting games I hadn't heard of before, and then at the bottom, Life is Strange, True Colors, and I'm like, how are you not going to give it to Life is Strange? I just would like to know, how are you going to be like, you know what, we're going to give it to some podunk? No, of course Life is Strange won. Like, little things you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, we knew that. I guess I'm excited, because it's cool to see what these big houses do, but I feel like there's not enough, like, indie coverage, right? Mm-hmm. Like, true indie coverage. And I'm like, I wonder if we'll see more of that. Like, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy game just came out. Already won Best Narrative. And I'm like, okay. Like, hey, yeah, Best Narrative award. It won. Apparently it's really good, which is great, but it, like squeaked out just before the awards, you know? Right. And like Halo Infinite even just squeaked out before the awards, but won the Player's Choice. And it's like, that doesn't seem right. You know, but okay.
That seems like someone got an extra large Christmas present this year.
Yeah. I am kind of dying laughing because like so like best score in music was like Nier Replicant. How many damn Nier games have been out there? Nier's been going on forever, hasn't it? I don't play them, but like I feel like they've been
to my knowledge. To my knowledge, as far as I know, Nier Replicant is basically a remaster of the original.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's the original Nier Automata.
Yeah.
And then the remake,
And
but I don't know.
Near Replicant is a different story entirely.
Oh, is it? Okay. Like I said, to my knowledge, and that was my knowledge.
It's like a prequel to Automata.
Okay, I just feel like they're like Star Wars. I just keep farting them out, and I'm like, good God, like what's happening? Why is this name still here? You know?
Oh, wasn't the remake like near version and then a whole bunch of numbers or something like that? Yeah,
Near Automata version.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just got confused. That's all.
Oh no, you're fine.
Remake go burr.
Very much.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you have little things where it's like, which now, me being obsessed with League of Legends, not playing the game, but everything else. It's like, oh, what was the best, esports game? And it's like, okay, shut up. Yeah, probably League. And it's like, and then the best esports event. And it was like a League event, because they have all those like songs and music and dance. And I'm like, you guys make full on like AAA pop albums to release skins. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your shit was great at the World Championships. Like, the game looks boring as shit, and I'm not sorry, right? It looks boring as shit. But it probably has a lot of sweaty people. But the skins,
does.
and the audio, good soup. And I haven't watched Arcane yet, but that's next on my list of things to do when I have time outside of my comics. And see that. But, yeah, I just was kind of shocked about different things. But at the same time, I'd like to see more inclusiveness next year, but I am excited because I said 2022, right? For Alan Wake, so it's imminent, right?
No, 2023.
2023.
Okay. Still, for a game, for playing the original game, which had a lot of intensity to it, to announce right now, that's like, at most 2 years away, right? If things don't get stuck.
Right.
That's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll stay tuned to see how your blood pressure rises during all this.
One thing I do want to highlight about the Game Awards was how excited the creator of It Takes Two was to win Game of the Year award.
Yeah.
Because I believe he's French.
I think so. Yeah.
And so there's a little bit of a language, French to English language barrier there. And the fact that he was up there and trying to speak like his mind in English, and he just was having such a hard time. And I'm like, oh, you precious bean. Because he was just so excited. His brain didn't want to do the translations. And it was like, oh, you are so excited. And I am here for this. And it makes me so happy.
Yes. No, I love that.
He dedicated it, the win to his kids and everything. Like, oh my God, so wholesome. So
100%.
wholesome.
You know what it kind of reminded me of a little bit? Do you remember when Parasite won, like, movie of the year or whatever else a little while back?
No. I
Okay.
don't.
Do you know what Parasite is?
Yeah, it's a Korean movie.
Okay. Yeah. So it cleaned up at an award show last year. And they also don't speak English. And so just trying to give that simple, wholesome gratitude across when they won. It was like, oh, I kind of had the feels, right? When that came to that guy winning. It was just like, it's always like, I just want to thank my family. And I feel like that's so cute. Like, it's dedicated to you guys. It's like, oh, that's adorable. Whereas I feel like, anybody else, is like, yeah, I want to thank my manager. And my, like, no, dude. Like, well, they may have gotten you an interview for a role. Like, your family was there taking care of you the entire time.
Well, that being said, though, for acceptance speeches for awards, sometimes in the contract, they have to thank certain people.
Oh, gross. Really?
Yeah. So, like, if some management companies have contracts with their talent, whatever that may be, actor, whatever, actor, model, if they win awards, that they have to thank like their manager or their management company. So like things like that. So that's something you kind of have to take into account as well during acceptance speeches, is there may be certain contracts they have to fulfill by thanking all these other people, which is probably why a lot of them bring fucking lists up.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yep, I'm under contract. I have to mention these people, so I don't want to fuck anything up. Here, let me bring a list with me.
Oh, yeah. My ADHD self would be like, and I'd like to thank ABC Talent, John Reeves, and the team over there. Because I wouldn't, like, whoever it is, I'm talking about people, but, like, I wouldn't be able to remember to save my life. I'd be like, I just want to thank the people who've, like, hung out. High five. And then I'd be like, all right, I'm off.
Right.
Like, I'm out of here. But no, that's funny. But it was adorable. It was precious. It was very precious to see that. And then they cleaned up too. They didn't just clean up once. They got the game of the year. They got the best family game, the best multiplayer games. Like, they took home a good chunk, which is, I find myself enjoying the Game Awards more than any other award show. And so I'm always excited every year when it comes out, and I'm like, yeah, it's happening. Or like when PlayStation will do their like PlayStation event,
State of Play or whatever.
State of Play, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. What's happening here? Because like everything else is pretty much, there isn't a separate Microsoft one, right? There's a separrait like Xbox one that I know of. So,
I mean,
because
Xbox still presents at E3 and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
I don't actually watch E3, so yeah, it's interesting to.
Well, I think
the
Game Awards has a different vibe to it because it is more down to earth. It's less about pushing numbers for certain companies and stuff. So that's why.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just where I think the down to earth feeling comes from with that, and why we enjoy it a little bit more. So, and they're a lot more indie friendly. Like, they'll world premiere indie games like nobody's business,
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Along with bigger names.
Yeah. Goofball. Well, I do have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Oh.
If we had to find you on social media, where could we locate you? Cordelia Chase.
You can find me on the 3 T's, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch at Cordelia Chase, Cordilia Chase. Yeah.
And how about you, Lazy?
You can find me on Twitter at WarriorsLazy, and I've got a link tree that links to all the rest because I'm cool.
Did you decorate the tree for Christmas, though?
No.
Well, damn.
Halfway there.
I'm stylish.
And I'm Rhenvi, and you can find me online on Twitter at RenegadeG, RHENE, G on the end. And if you're trying to get a hold of us at all, we would love to see and hear anything you want to give us, talking points, memes, pictures. I don't even know. You can tease us if you'd like. Streamlesspod at gmail.com is our email. And then our Twitter is streamlessp. Feel free to hit us up. We would love to hear from you. But until next season.
I just want to thank everyone who has been listening, though. Because honestly,
yes,
you guys, especially in streams, when you bring up points from the podcast or talk to us in our Discords about it, it makes me smile to know that you folks appreciate us and the content that we put out. So thank you.
Yes. Definitely. Nods all around. Thank you, audience. We love you.
Love you.
Until next season, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Look, I was sitting there trying to let out a little bit of fart every now and then just to keep, all of a sudden my stomach just tensed, and I was like, if I breathe wrong, I'm gonna have to move. I should probably stop recording.